Thank you so much for staying tuned with us on Frontline this morning. It's no more in news, particularly for Baptist family, that the 112th convention in session of the Nigerian Baptist Convention is around the corner, which is going to start from April 26 through May 1, 2025. Although it's going to start with the Baptist Nights of Wonders come April 25, where it is expected of Baptist members to usher the 2025 convention in session with prayer. So for Baptist members watching us this morning, there are a lot of activities for this year convention in session, which comes with a theme, entering into newness through fasting and prayer. And of course, we believe that you are also preparing to be part of this wonderful experience this year, 2025. And one of the events for this year is the Student Ministry Division celebrating their 48th anniversary. It's one of the events of this year, and I believe it is very important for us to know what the Student Ministry Division is all about, their activities, their aims, their objective, and what Baptist family will be coming for this year convention should look out for as we celebrate the Student Ministry Division at 40 this year during the annual convention session of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. So joining us this morning is Rev'd Adeyemi, the student coordinator of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. It's good to have you on the show this morning, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So for the sake of people who might be coming to the convention for the first time, or for the sake of people who are just joining the denomination, I think it's important for us to lay a foundation for this discussion. So what is the difference between the Student Ministry Division and the Baptist Student Fellowship?
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, viewers. It's nice being here again.
Yes,
the Baptist Student Fellowship is the fellowship. Okay. The Student Ministries Division provides the coordination for the fellowship. Okay. The Student Ministries Division is actually not limited only to the Baptist Student Fellowship. We have some other arms of ministry that we get involved in. For example, the Corpers Ministry. We've been involved in the Corpers Ministry. The Student Ministries Division also includes the Baptist Student Fellowship Alumni Association. The Student Ministries Division includes the Baptist Corpers Fellowship, as I've rightly mentioned a while ago. The Student Ministries Division provides the coordination. It's more or less like the oversight for the Baptist Student Fellowship and other arms of the student ministries.
So we can say that the Student Ministry Division is a body, like
a
body that has other arms.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about the objective. Why do we have this ministry in the Nigerian Baptist Convention? All right.
The Baptist Student Fellowship actually started in 1958 through the efforts of our mother, the woman that we all have come to revere as the mother of BSF in Nigeria, MFK, Miss Mary Frank Kirkpatrick. And from 1958 till that 1984, there were lots of activities, activities that the students of the convention were involved in. Missionaries were involved in ministering to students at various parts of the country as much as possible. Now, it now became obvious that there was a need to have a central body that will be coordinating what is happening in the north, what is happening in the south, what is happening in the east of the country as at that time. Of course, the missionaries were working together, but they felt that there was a need to have it domiciled at the head office so that the student ministry will provide the necessary coordination, especially making it to have inputs of Nigerians as at that time. So that was one of the things that gave birth to the student ministries division. There was a need to centralize what was happening at the various zones, and that can only be possible when it is brought together to the office. And that was one of the reasons why they said, okay, let's have an office. The convention in session actually approved that there should be a student ministry office. I think sometime around 1981, according to history, but the office wasn't opened until the 17th of June, 1984. Through the efforts of Deaconess Betty and McQueen. She was the one that was appointed as the first secretary, of course, the coordinator, but they called it secretary that time. There was an office secretary, Mr. Sunday, I think Oyegbile, was the office secretary, but Mama Betty Annie McQueen was the secretary, the coordinator for the office. And she did that from, I think, 84 to around 1989, thereabouts. Yeah. Okay.
So now we are looking at the celebration of the Student Ministry Division during this convention session as to celebrate the 48th anniversary. So what are the programs? Before we talk about the programs that's going to happen during the convention session, what are the programs that have been mapped out, particularly as far as SMD is concerned? Are there programs that happened bi-monthly, annually, or maybe quarterly?
All right. Student Ministries Division, even though the head office is domiciled in Ibadan here, which is the head office of the Baptist Convention, we have an operational structure that cuts across every part of Nigeria. You know, we operate a zonal structure, a western zone, eastern zone, northern zone. In the western zone, we have 5 zones. In the northern zone, we have 7 zones. In the eastern zone, we have 5 zones. And in each of those zones, we have a staff that represents the Student Ministries Division. So our activities happen in all of those zones. In fact, the truth is, on monthly basis, in fact, on weekly basis, there would definitely be something that is going on behalf of the student ministries, either in the north, either in the south, either in the east or in the west, because we have an operational structure that makes room for that. So we have staff who are coordinating each of those zones, and they report to the office, they tell us what they are doing, and then from the office too, we get involved in different kind of activities. You know, from time to time, we get involved in leadership development, we get involved in discipleship, we get involved in different kind of activities, different from the ones that is happening at the various zones.
Okay, now let's come down to the purpose why we are here, which is the celebration of the 48th anniversary of the Student Ministry Division. So what should the Baptist family look out for during the celebration, during the convention session? All
right, the student ministry has actually come a long way. 40 years is not a joke.
Yeah, it is not. It is
and within that period of 40 years, there have been lots of metamorphoses. In fact, the student ministries actually is more or less like the, if I can call it, the foundation for the department, the Youth and Student Ministries Department. Yes, because when it started as a division, when it started in 1984, it actually started as Student Ministries Department. Now, it was around 1995 thereabouts when the youth were brought in, partly the men were brought in. So then it became a missionary organization department, including the MMU, including the Royal Ambassador, of course, including the students. But along the line, MMU had to go. Then the name changed fully to Missionary Organization, MOD, which also went into extinction, I think, around 2012, when it now became Youth and Student Ministries Department. Now, becoming a department now, the Student Ministries Department now became a division with the youth also as a division, since it was more or less like a merger of 2 independent departments, the youth, the students, brought together. So both became a division. Okay. And looking at that, we saw that there is a need for us, and there is no how we can look at the history of the Nigerian Baptist Convention since 1958 that the Baptist Student Fellowship had started. There had been lot of inputs, lot of impact that students have actually brought into the life of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. And on that note, we are part of the things that we are looking forward to during this year's celebration is that we want to look, we are going to be having an anniversary lecture, we are going to be having a panel discussion, Now, the anniversary lecture is actually looking at the impact of the student ministries as well as BSF in the life of the Nigerian Baptist Convention in the past, in the present, and in the future. Then the panel discussion is now going to be more or less like a response to that lecture, looking at, okay, what are some of the issues that the lecturer would have raised. Then we look at how to narrow it down, streamline it, bring out strengths from it, bring out things that we can tap into, so that the student ministries division and the students of the Baptist Convention generally can keep advancing in newness as much as we anticipate.
So it's loaded.
It definitely is going to be loaded. We are actually looking out to have some of our past staff. Of course, I mentioned that we have a staff structure that is wide. It's very, very wide across the country. And we have some that had been part of the ministry. They've gone, the likes of our father, Reverend Professor Emiolani Ilola, who happens to be the first indigenous coordinator of the student ministries division or department, as it was that time. It will be around. Then we are also looking at having some of our past staff and students. In fact, incidentally, I was speaking with Baba Emiolani Ilola yesterday, and he mentioned that it would be good for us to even remember some of our fallen heroes. We have some students who were so active in the early years of the student ministries who died in active service. We have some staff, you know, the likes of our father, Reverend Buke Adeleke of blessed memory, Reverend Tayo Rudiji of blessed memory. We have some copper. There's this brother, brother Jirojin. He was a copper serving with the student ministries division, and he had an accident while in service, and he passed on. And we have so many. There was a time we had a student, a conference president, who had an accident and he died. We have so many fallen heroes also. So we may also use the time to reminisce about their past and appreciate God for their lives, and perhaps celebrate them if that opportunity will also be there.
What dates are we looking at?
Yeah, April 28th, 2025 by 2 p.m. We are going to be making use of all three. All three is on Pasubi in the BICC. So that's going to be the date by the grace of God,
so
2 p.m.
So what are you doing to mobilize students from various parts of the country to attend the program? Yes,
normally we have student session. We have BSF hour during the convention in session. So, and that is the same time, that is the same program we are now converting to celebrate the 40th anniversary. Normally we have students who always come around for the program. Students come around for a convention in session too.
And the turnout has been impressive.
And the turnout has always been impressive. But there is always room for improvement. Then we also expect the alumni of the BSF to be part. We expect pastors who have been through the Baptist Student Fellowship at various stages of their life to be part. We are inviting all departments of the convention. We are inviting all our leaders. In fact, we've sent letters to every conference. All conference of the convention, they've received our letter. Departments of the convention, they've received our letter. Individuals, we are inviting as many people. In fact, our target is if we can have between 500 to 1,000 people in attendance, that would be great.
Okay, so apart from this, what do you expect from the participant that will be coming? What is going to be the spiritual inclination or implication of this program on the participants?
All right, the Baptist Student Fellowship and the Student Ministries Division is actually on a platform of spiritual vibrancy. So everything and anything we do, you can be sure that it will not just be jamboree. The spiritual dimension will be there, while the jamboree parts will also be there. So definitely it's going to be a wonderful time. It's going to be a time to, reflect on our past, appreciate God for the present, anticipate a better future spiritually. And of course, there will be time to pray. There will be time to listen to the word of God. It's going to be a time of spiritual reawakening and rejuvenation by God's grace.
Okay, so where do you see the Student Ministry Division in the next, in the next 10 years?
The Student Ministries Division in the next 10 years, I want to see a Student Ministries Division that in the next 10 years is making more waves, not only in Nigeria as we have been doing, but globally, breaking more grounds, breaking new frontiers. I want to see a student ministries division that is empowering students the more. A student ministries division that is, serving as the platform to prepare young lives, for every facet of the economy in Nigeria and beyond. Discipling people, we are so much passionate about discipleship, but of course our discipleship is not only spiritual discipleship. I see a student ministries division that will be more involved in setting the political template for the nation. That is possible. I see a student ministries division that will prepare people for the military. That is possible. I see a student ministries division that will, that will continue to raise giants of industries, head of industries as much as possible. I see a student ministries division that in the next 10 years would have been so blown on all sides as much as possible.
So who do you consider as prominent or important stakeholders in realizing all of this? God first.
God first. And everyone, even you are a stakeholder in doing that. Everyone, we all our staff are stakeholders, all students are stakeholders, every leader of the convention are stakeholders, every member of the convention family are stakeholders. Everyone that God has given the opportunity to pass through anybody in whose blood the Baptist blood runs is a stakeholder. And of course, student ministries division, we minister to students anywhere they are found, either they are Baptist or not. And that by implication means that even those who are non-Baptists are stakeholders. So everyone is a stakeholder. We expect, one of the peculiarities is the coordination of the campus ministry. There is no how we can run an effective campus ministry if the convention family at large fails to see themselves as stakeholders. In fact, one of my ogas, we used to say that if the convention give us the totality of the convention budget for a whole year, it's not enough to run student ministry.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. It's not enough to run student ministry. Look at the number of campuses that we have without having a very good place of worship, without having a good place, having good instruments, having things that will make their worship comfortable for them as much as possible. Now, we anticipate a convention that we see themselves as stakeholders, conferences will see themselves as stakeholders, and they will be taking up the responsibility to care for campuses around them. Associations will see themselves as stakeholders, and they will take the responsibilities to take care of campuses, students around them. Churches will see themselves as stakeholders. So that's why I said everybody is a stakeholder, one way or the other. Everybody should get involved. We shouldn't just be celebrating 40 years. Of course, the Lord has been good. In fact, we tag this celebrating God's faithfulness at 40. God has been good to us, but there is still a very massive land to conquer. And it is not something that we can do only from the office. Everybody must be involved. The convention family must be involved. Conferences must be involved. Associations must be involved. Churches must be involved. Philanthropists, individuals who are philanthropists should be involved. It's not out of place if we have, a philanthropist who is a member of the Baptist, who has a fellowship, a Baptist student fellowship around, struggling to survive, struggling to have a place that they can worship. People, our students, up till now, 40 years of student ministries life, and we still have Baptist student fellowship worshiping under the tree. That is pathetic.
Some campuses.
On some campuses. That is pathetic. I still have some, some photos sent in this last week of a particular fellowship. A lot is happening, and we know that if all of us do not rise to this challenge, there is a lot that we are going to be missing. So everyone is a stakeholder.
Okay, let me give you the opportunity to use this platform to invite everyone you want to be part of this 48th anniversary of the student ministry department, particularly those people that you think that they can push or make the dreams of student ministry department to be realized.
All right, thank you very much once again for having me. By the grace of God, April 28th by 2 p.m. is going to be a very wonderful time to reflect on the faithfulness of God in the last 40 years, particularly to us as members of the student ministries of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. And on that note, it will be great to have you around, listeners, viewers. It will be great to have you around Men Missionary Union of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, the W Missionary Union of our great convention, the Deacons Fellowship, everyone that is a part of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. Come and let's celebrate God's faithfulness together. Come and let's rejoice together. We are inviting all our alumni. We are inviting current students. We are inviting all our pastors. Everyone is invited. It's going to be a wonderful time, and I know that the Lord will be glorified. The Lord bless you.
Yeah, so I think it's safe for us to wish the Student Ministry Department happy 40th anniversary, and it's going to be a great time, as he had said. It is loaded, and I'm sure the division look forward to seeing you there, being part of the program, and also make your own contribution to see to the realization of these beautiful dreams of the SMD. I want to say many thanks to Rev'd Adeyemi for being part of the program this morning as we celebrate SDM at 40. So let's see you there come this year convention in session of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. My name is Temitope Oladipo, and I want to say it's goodbye for now.